this video, I will present the overview of the FuelEU monitoring plan workflow and demonstrate the functionality available to company users in THETIS MRV system. For the demonstration, we will use a ship already in my fleet under the scope of FuelEU with a verifier assigned under the same scope. For further information on how to add ships to your fleet or to assign verifiers, see the dedicated videos. After login as a company user, my fleet page displays the list of vessels under responsibility of the companies managed in this THETIS MRV account. Let's recall the FuelEU monitoring plan workflow. You can see on the workflow diagram the steps that the company shall perform to have their monitoring plan assessed. First, the company creates a monitoring plan and then submits it to the verifier. Verifier performs the assessment of the monitoring plan, and in case considered as compliant, verifier changes the status of the monitoring plan as being assessed. Otherwise, verifier submits monitoring plan back to the company to perform all necessary corrections. When the monitoring plan reaches the status assessed, the administering states get access to it. However, it is not foreseen for the monitoring plan to be approved by the state authorities. 1 year after the assessment, monitoring plan becomes outdated to ensure the yearly review by the company. In case amendments are not required, the monitoring plan remains assessed. Now let's go back to THETIS MRV. This ship is added to my company's fleet under FuelEU scope. The verifier is also assigned under FuelEU scope. To create the FuelEU monitoring plan, click Actions, select FuelEU monitoring plan, Create. The system allows cloning the common data from the monitoring plan created under MRV scope. Let's select Clone sections from MRV monitoring plan to facilitate the process. As you can see, the measuring equipment, fuel consumers, and several other tabs were cloned from the monitoring plan of MRV. Submission to verifier by clicking this button is to be used after you have finalized drafting the plan, and it is ready to be assessed by the verifier. It is important to note that the system does not control the contents of the plan, nor its quality, before the submission. The system ensures the workflow between actors involved, in this case, company and assigned verifier. Let's click the button Submit to Verifier. Company will not be able to amend the monitoring plan contents after the submission. Note that the status of the monitoring plan has changed to Submitted to Verifier. Now the company shall wait for the verifier to perform the assessment of the monitoring plan. The verifier performs the assessment of the monitoring plan and changes its status to Assessed, or can also send it back to the company for the revision. Every time the status has changed, the system creates a version of the monitoring plan, which you can find on the Monitoring Plan Revision tab. In this case, the verifier assessed the monitoring plan as compliant. If the company wants to do an amendment that requires a reassessment of the plan, then its status shall be changed to under revision by clicking the button Revise Plan. It should be noted that not all changes require the reassessment of the monitoring plan by the verifier. 1 year after assessment, the monitoring plan status changes to outdated. The company should check if any amendments are required. However, in case no changes are required, the monitoring plan can be revalidated by clicking the button Revalidate, and its status changes back to Assessed. This finalizes the FuelEU monitoring plan workflow.